What's up, everyone? Welcome to the July 4th edition of DraftKings Tournament Plays presented by PrizePicks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, use the code AWESOMO when you sign up and make a deposit at PrizePicks. You'll receive one free month of Stokastic Plus Platinum. You'll also receive a 100% deposit bonus up to $100 on your first deposit. We have a 7-game MLB slate tonight. And as usual, we're going to take a look at 3 of the top tournament stacks and 3 of the top tournament pitchers using the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool on the Stokastic.com website. Starting with the top 3 stacks, number 3, the Toronto Blue Jays are projected for about 5% ownership with a 9% chance of being the top scoring stack. They're taking on Cole Irvin in Oakland. It is a park downgrade for the Jays, but Irvin has only struck out 16.7% of hitters this year. He's allowed 1.31 home runs per 9. Toronto's active roster has a 114 WRC plus and a 173 ISO. The Blue Jays have a 4.7 implied run total in this game. Number 2, the Atlanta Braves are currently projected for about 5% ownership with an 11% chance of being the top scoring stack. They only have a 4.1 implied run total, but they have a very dangerous lineup taking on Dakota Hudson. Hudson has done a good job of limiting power this year with only 0.68 home runs per 9 innings allowed, but the Braves active roster has a 204 ISO, and they're likely to be able to put the ball in play against Hudson, who only has struck out 13.3% of hitters so far this season. And number 1, the New York Mets taking on Hunter Greene tonight in Cincinnati. The Mets are going to be popular. They're projected for about 16% ownership, but they also have about a 16% chance of being the top scoring stack. Greene is one of the best pitching prospects in baseball, and he has very good strikeout numbers this year, but he's also walked too many hitters, and he's also allowed 2.43 home runs per 9 innings. He's allowed massive power numbers to hitters from both sides of the plate. The Mets active roster has a 145 ISO and a 113 WRC plus. They have a 5.3 implied run total tonight against Greene. Now, looking at the top 3 tournament pitchers, number 3, Johnny Cueto is projected for 7% ownership with a 13% chance of being a top 2 pitcher and a 16% chance of being a top 2 value pitcher at $7,300. Cueto is taking on the Minnesota Twins. The Twins are a good offense with a 115 WRC plus. Their active roster has a 21.1% strikeout percentage. Cueto has actually been decent this year, though. 3.97 xFIP for Cueto, a 20.5% strikeout percentage, and he is inexpensive tonight on a relatively small slate. Number 2, Kyle Wright, 22% projected ownership, 23% chance of being a top 2 pitcher. He's $9,200 in a very difficult matchup against the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals' active roster has a 121 WRC plus and a 20% strikeout percentage. Wright has seen his strikeout numbers dip a bit recently as well. In his last 5 starts, only striking out about 22% of hitters. But overall this year, he has a 25.7% strikeout percentage and a 3.34 xFIP. And number 1, Julio Urias, 46% projected ownership, 28% chance of being a top 2 pitcher, but also a 23% chance of being a top 2 value pitcher. He's taking on the Colorado Rockies tonight outside of Coors Field, and he's only $8,300. The Rockies active roster has a 96 WRC plus and a 20.1% strikeout percentage, while Urias has struck out 23.5% of hitters with a 3.91 xFIP. So to recap, the top 3 tournament stacks: number 3, the Toronto Blue Jays; number 2, the Atlanta Braves; number 1, the New York Mets; and the top 3 tournament pitchers: number 3, Johnny Cueto; number 2, Kyle Wright; and number 1, Julio Urias.